semi-finals, so we are guaranteed sprint finishes in both cities. Wherever you're tuning in from today, it is a pleasure to have your company. We've got a feeling you're going to enjoy yourselves. Right, let's rip right into it, and what an opening bout this should prove. Argentina, points perfect yesterday, 3 wins from 3 to top Pool B. Kenya downed by Belgium in their second match, and so finishing 3rd in Krakov's pool of death, but nonetheless reaching the last 8. We've seen this one before. It's a rematch of one of Dubai's semi-finals, which the Lionesses won by 17 points to 0. Whilst their form has faltered since, Argentina are a size on the rise, so this one is very much all to play for. Sofia Gonzalez has looked oh so at home in that captain's armband in the absence of Paula Pedroso this weekend. She will lead out the women in blue and white. And as for Kenya, lurking on the bench, that pair of debutants, Nariaka and Oduor, have sparkled every time they've been introduced to the fray. So it's a strong and experienced run outside, 4 Olympians amongst them, but it's the newbies lurking amongst the replacements who might well have real say in what is about to unfold here. Here they come, what a curtain raiser, look at that, an immaculate green carpet. There's a red carpet being rolled out for these superstars. Las Jaguaretes in those famous blue and white hoops. Hoops which come with some pressure these days. There is expectation each and every time an Argentine side lace up in the wonderful game of sevens. But Kenya, 2-time Olympians themselves, are a proud sevens nation, and they will not relinquish a spot in the semi-finals without a fight. Jana Viljoen of South Africa has the whistle for this one. The battle of the big cats, Jaguars versus Lionesses. And with a win here, we might just see the Argentines prowl all the way to Madrid. Their captain will get us underway, and it is pinpoint from Gonzalez, draws the early knock-on. The ball ricocheting back into the hands of Jimena Matos. 2 tries for her yesterday. Awkward bounce pass dealt with well by Candela Delgado. Returning from that broken collarbone, suffered in Dubai, and straight onto the score sheet in their early match. We'll come back for that knock-on. Argentina's put in right on this near touchline.
Scrum. Thumbs up.
So again, Heaney, Saladrid and Martus forwards for Argentina. Again, Heaney wearing the vice-captain's armband. Gonzalez stepping up to skipper. And they have been omnipresent, the pair of them. Wins over Papua New Guinea, Paraguay and Uganda yesterday. Michaela Polaro saying after that 3rd and final win of the day that they were really pleased with how they went, just taking it moment by moment, match by match. But they did take a look at their defence overnight, the Argentines. Found themselves a little bit porous at points yesterday, so let's see how they do on the other side of the ball in a little bit. For now, though, it's theirs to play with, and this little chip through from the captain needs fielding and is dealt with really well by a Kenyan sweeper. Tackles, though, raining in. That shot from Antonella Redding. Now there's space on the wing. Now Kenya find themselves with ball in hand, and it's Stella Wafula looking to bump off the approaches there. Recycled quickly. Shape to go really coast to coast, but instead it was a hard carry right up the guts of the Jaguaretes defence, and Maritu sends it back the way whence it came. Tackle from Delgado. Now there's a bit of a foot race shaping up on the touchline. Did really well to cling to Wafula, did the defender. Patient play here from the Kenyans, keeping things safe. That, not so safe. That, perfect. Landing right in the breadbasket for Otieno, but it squirts from her fingertips, and Argentina have it back. Genhini up and on to Redding, who knows these parts well. Played pro rugby for a season in Warsaw. She conceives the penalty on the deck, and uprise is Sharon Auma. Captain 15s, captain 7s. Playing for the Lionesses today, and how about the dummy? Maureen Muritu bagged herself a first try on the Challenger Series yesterday with an audacious show and go in Kenya for the first time, ball in hand into Argentina's half. Mafula with the carry, with the offload, and now with a little bit of space is the captain, Chajira. Desperate tackles right before the sticks. Argentina with a huge seal. And off she sets, their captain. She has been a fulcrum, a talisman all weekend long, and she's still going. But possession is a fickle friend for both of these sides in this early match. Perhaps a little bit of quarter-final nervousness. Plucked from the base, it's the snipe in the streak, and it's Judith Okomu, who's got Maria Taladrid for company, but will not be stopped. And it's the Lionesses who draw blood first in this opening match of our decisive day on the Challenger Series. Well, that scrum aside, that was 3.5 non-stop minutes. You can see what it's taken out of the players. As that conversion attempt there from Sinaida Nyachio just drifts wide of the uprights. Some of Argentina's most memorable moments yesterday came from little snipes and set moves down the short side off the base of those ruts, but it was Kenya using their own trick against them there. Anti's restart finds at Taladrid, just about getting her breath back after that desperate chase back. Oh, they pinched it. Kenya will have a second. My word, how about this? Against the form book, against the script, Stella Mafula charges over for her second of the weekend, and the gap is 10. Las Jaguaresas reeling. Well, they warned us this was coming, the Lionesses. So disappointed after trailing home 8th in Montevideo. They took a long, hard look at themselves. They've been in a residential training camp. They brought back in Chris Brown, the strength and conditioning coach. They have really looked to plug some gaps and fix those frailties. They promised us we would see a big difference. Now's the time to prove it, and proving it they are. A fine conversion too. 12 plays nil. Rising for the restart was Taladrid, but she knocked it onwards, so it's Kenya's put in. Now visibly riled, Las Jaguaresas. But they didn't have it all their own way yesterday against Uganda. They were forced to really dig deep and problem solve on the fly in that one, so still very much in this. Do want to strike next, though. Nyachio in and out, so swift, so clean, and now the scampering feet on her shoulder is Judith Okomu searching for a second, but she's well wrapped up by a pair of blue and white jerseys. 3 options to the left, but they might not need one of them, because look at the footwork and the fend and the meaty muscularity of Shajira. Again they come, the bit really between the teeth of Kenya today. It's a looping, arcing pass and a slam dunk on the end of it. Phoebe Otieno will score Kenya's third. And they are on it today, all right. When we were crunching the numbers, when we had our calculators out earlier, all the chat was about how a win for Argentina would book their spot in Madrid. Kenya weren't bothered with those permutations. They've just set themselves 14 minutes of knockout rugby against the team that they've beaten once already this year, and it's all going pretty much according to plan. Restart. She clatters into a waiting Wafula. and Kenya have it back. Surely not another one. Look at them go. Look at Otieno streaking down that channel. Swiftly to it is the skipper. Needed to be tidied up that, and actually that's worked really well for Kenya because Argentina are in disarray and there's an overlap out on the wing. Sharon Aouma puts her foot to the floor, pedal to the metal, and the Lionesses roaring to the front. That's 4 tries in the space of 3.5 minutes, and Argentina, a side who've only been beaten twice all season, find themselves with a mountain to climb. Nyachio is unable to add the extras, so it's just a 5-pointer, but 22 unanswered points. And after playing the first half of this passage deep in their own half, defending valiantly, Kenya just haven't allowed Las Jaguaretes a sniff of the ball. Well, Dennis Wanja was uncompromising with his assessment of their performance in Uruguay, but he will be delighted now. The man they call the Iron Man. Pleased this punch because it's his side. You've hit the front. Lead Argentina by 22 points to 0.
En una chance de try de ponerlo arriba, tiene que ir el apoyo. Y en defensa, el punto de contacto y el lado ciego, ¿sí? El lado ciego, giremos, no combatamos de más, ¿sí? Si no está ahí la oportunidad, vamos rápido afuera, ¿sí? Y si una defensora sube, tiene que subir. En el entretiempo, y vamos con un partido de 0 en el segundo tiempo. ¿Vamos? Entra María, entra Mica por María, entra Sur por Jime y entra Cali por Candy.
Dale, dale.
Vamos,
Dale.
Well, we promised you the battle of the big cats in this one, but Argentina have found themselves relatively toothless so far, and it's Kenya who've been all claw and fang and bite. They lead by 22 points to 0, having simply suffocated the women in blue and white for the final few minutes of that opening half. It's Kenya who will get us back underway through Nyachio. No changes from either side. Argentina to dig themselves out of quite the hole here. Need to finish 5th or better to guarantee their spot in Madrid. A win for Kenya here. Season taking a big step towards that promotion relegation playoff. I think Argentina might be in even greater trouble here because there wasn't a legal attempt at a tackle there from Michaela Palero, who'd flown up from the defensive line and just knocks that one on. So Argentina down to 6. Anguish writ large on the face of the Argentine. Kenya's pussing. And acres of Polish grass into which you suspect Sharon Aouma would be looking to have a gallop. It's out, away, and crisply. The decoy line sucks in the Argentinian defence, but the pass just doesn't stick. Bit of get out of jail free card here for Las Jaguaretes. Brigido Camoro has it now. She'll throw in here. She'll throw in here, but she'll only find an awaiting Lioness who's all too happy to pounce. Wafula now out and onto Otieno. Into the Argentine 22, they've turned it over. Fabulous rip and steal there from Azul Medina. She takes it quickly, they've got to get a move on here, Argentina, and getting a right move on is Maria Taladrid with all the footballing skills. It was Antonella Redding in the end, unable to regather. A massive territorial game for Las Jaguaretes. Still playing without Michaela Palero. Well, Argentina's head coach, Nahuel Garcia, said ahead of this weekend that he didn't want them bogged down in numbers and permutations and different scenarios. He just wanted them to play their best rugby, and the results would take care of themselves. But they've simply not been allowed to play. Kenya have been all over them. 22 points in quick succession, and now they're putting out the scrum.
Trot, dance back on. Fine.
They've options to either flank, whilst Argentina's still down to 6. Stretched awfully thin defensively. There's a lot of turf to cover as a duo. Luckily, outstanding from Maria Brigido Camorro, just wrapping up the Kenyan scrum half, stymieing that attack before it can even get started. And Judith Akumu finds herself with a whole pack of Jaguars for company. Now though, Kenya with eyes alight, sensing an opportunity, sensing a 5th score against a depleted Argentine side whose morning is not going as planned. Shots though coming in left, right and centre. Look at the work rate. Kenya could just get that wide. They surely would have been in for a score. Brilliant from the captain, Sofia Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Taking matters into her own hand and turning what should have been a vast overlap into a scrum put-in for her side.
Half ladies. Tanto. Sat. Number 3.
22 points in it, 4 minutes if Argentina want to stamp their ticket to Madrid. They're not out of the running. If they lose here, they're still absolutely in the mix, but they really did want to sew that up early doors and of course see themselves through to a 3rd semi-final of the season. They've not finished outside the top 3 all campaign long. The South American champions. The debutant, Brisa Trigo, will feed this one. Just starting on her run-up is the captain. Here is Gonzalez, carrying like an absolute train down that channel. Still going, still not brought to deck. She's got plenty of support, and lurking behind that one is Palero. Rested, she's had 2 minutes on the sidelines, but she pops it straight up and on to Genhini. Pass doesn't find anybody, so there's a tidy up mission required here. And herring off after that loose ball is Brigido Camorro. We know how fast she is once she gets flying. Well met, dealt with. Ball loose and plucked by an opportunistic Azul Medina. Options on the inside, finds her woman. There's the pass. The chase is on from Cristobal Lindo, but at last Las Jaguaretes have themselves on the board. They might just have the slenderest of footholds in this one, and it is the 22-year-old Brisa Trigo with her first Challenger Series try, and what a time for it. Gonzalez will look to take this one quickly to add to her 21 points already this weekend. Sails wide. The gap's just 17. Running out of time here. They did need to land the next blow, and they have managed that. Once this season, just that semi-final in Dubai. And they'll meet again in a few weeks' time. They're in the same pool in Monaco for the Olympic repechage. So So this is a good fact-finding mission. If nothing else, so many learnings to be had before that winner-takes-all shootout. There are 4 spots in Madrid, but just 1 in Paris. Can't be fluffing those lines. Here is Lindo, one of the Kenyans looking to go to another Olympics. And now Terry Sabewa on an arcing run. Tackle made. Tackles aren't enough though at this stage for Argentina. They need the ball back. They've got 90 seconds. So making their shots is one thing, but they need to strip possession and looking to make a mess of things for the Kenyans. At the breakdown there was Talia Rodic. Here is Sabewa. Finds Nyachio, who sticks it onto her laces and sets off after it. She almost had the beating there off her opposite number, but the ball squirting up. And now it's in Kenyan hands. And this is Edith Nariaka, who scored with her first touch in Lionesses colours. Medina managed to make the shot there and drive Oduor into touch. So Argentina will have it back, but it's too little, too late. They were thwarted by 3 devastating minutes at the hands of the Lionesses towards the end of that first half. That's where the damage was done. That's where the hammer blow was landed.
Ladies, sit back.
And they'll be relieved to see Brigido Camoro back on her feet. They'll need her for all that is to come.
Let's go.
Not yet home and hosed when it comes to the big dance in Spain in 2 weeks' time. Line out. Not straight. That about sums up Argentina's morning.
Strong. Let's go, ladies.
A leisurely stroll.
Outside shoulder.
A mellow grouping from those Kenyan forwards. They're not in a hurry here. They're very happy to see the seconds tick away on that clock.
9, 6.
Ignacio on this near touchline. Really overloading the open side. Argentina winning the penalty. Going quickly through Trigo, the debutant. Hasn't she made an impression since coming on in this one? And now, here is Talia Rodic, who's got plenty of pace, but the tap tackle exquisite from Naomi Amaguni. That is how it is done. And just listen to the roars through the referee's mic as the Lionesses break Argentine hearts for the 2nd time this season. They thwarted them in the desert, and they have done so again in Krakov. That is a huge beat for their qualification hopes ahead of Madrid, as a spot in the relegation playoff for now slips through Las Jaguarettes' fingertips. Kenya are semi-finalists in Poland.
She has a chance.